Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Thursday. It's Korner Booth Pregame.
Hey, is this thing on? Hello, testing.
No debate, cause it's over. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the sauce. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant. Slay the competition, cause I'm walking like a giant.
What's up, Twitter world? There's my little OJ.
He's got an autographed OJ photo.
Has anybody heard the story about the glizzy guy?
He fits today's generation. Like,
Oh yeah, speaking of lady basketball players, Lola Bunny, bonkable. Yes or no?
Once again, Nate killed it on the intro. Chris just decides to join the stream. What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Only you could jump through the intros and make yourself well known. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Jared Klim. This is the Korner Booth Pregame. This is my co-host, our resident comedian and Philly fanatic, as we prep for battle this weekend. Right, Chris? You want some revenge for October or what?
I'll be at.
All right, fair enough.
Yep, I'll be at the game.
We also have a great. Nice, man. I was going to come down this weekend, but I got a family thing I got to go to. It just wasn't working out. So we'll have to do a corner.
I don't blame you. It's going to be like 100-some degrees. So
yeah, fuck.
You're not missing much.
I'm going to be at the beach, bro. All right. That being said, we have a great group of guests tonight. We have some who actually filled in for others. So shout out to our two guests tonight coming in clutch at the last minute when I needed them. That being said, my other co-host, his name is synonymous with the gambling. His name is Swagoo, Jake Smigglesworth, and Anthony's father. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to my boy, co-host Matt Ordazzo.
I enjoyed the intro because I just noticed it today that every clip of me in the intro is me doing like this with my beard. And the entire time that I was watching that and noticing that, I was also at the same time just doing this. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it.
It's beardception.
Creative thinking.
Also, in the background, our producer extraordinaire, resident Giants, A's, and Phillies fan, and very happy Lakers fan this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, our boy Nate Nguyen, California boy himself. And, of course, our first guest. He is synonymous with the Korner Booth brand. He is your prototypical masshole, now residing outside of Massachusetts, which makes this even more hilarious, rocking a all Boston apparel and clean shaven. Ladies and gentlemen, host of the ever popular Tailgate in the Quad podcast and one of my best friends, Mr. Kevin.
What's up? Yeah, I no longer live in Massachusetts. I had to apologize to my fiance for making her move to this hellhole that is to the south of Massachusetts called Rhode Island. I fucking hate it here. Nobody can drive. Can we swear on this episode? I know in the past we've been iffy on it.
Tried it. Nobody can effing freaking drive. Let's try to keep it at least for the first half hour.
Okay.
For advertisement.
My apologies. Nobody can drive in this state, and I hate it.
As small as it is, you think people would just be able to get to A and B without causing issues, but they still figure out a way.
They figure out a way. Life finds a way, and it sucks.
I find it absolutely hilarious that basically the entire southern 3 states of New England cannot drive.
Don't lump Massachusetts in with Connecticut and Rhode Island.
There's a reason we call them massholes.
Yeah, so the thing with Massachusetts drivers is you know what you're getting. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to cut you off if there's a little space. So you can anticipate that. Rhode Island is they might cut you off if there's a little space. They might cut you off if there's not enough space. They might go in front of you in the left-hand lane going 20 on the highway. In Connecticut are just filled with Sunday drivers, which I think studies I've done has proven that is more dangerous than going 95 in the left-hand lane.
You're right. Honestly, the most dangerous thing, and as somebody who has commutes at all different times during the day, I'm sometimes commuting to the gym at 4:30 in the morning. I'm sometimes driving home at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever, right? The most dangerous thing I've ever seen is somebody going below 70 miles an hour in the fast lane, or if it's 55, going below 65. That is the most dangerous thing because people then have to swerve in and out of lanes. Or if they're going the same speed as the guy they're not passing, you then cause traffic for miles behind you. I was in college going through Nyack, New York, going to New Jersey, and I just got off the Tappan Zee Bridge. I had 2 tractor trailers going through this very small area, side by side, for 4 miles, backed up traffic all the way to the Tappan Zee Bridge. Palisade Mall to Tappan Zee Bridge. For those of you who are from the Northeast, from New York, from Connecticut, that is 4 miles at least. It was atrocious. I wanted to rip my hair out going 40 miles an hour when I had my cousin's ball game. Who's starting. I wanted to be there on time for it. So it was a nightmare. I hated it. So that all aside, though, I think the entire Northeast just sucks at driving until you get north of Mass. At least the environment. Okay, because Cape drivers are terrible, Kevin.
I think nobody knows how to drive because the South is also horrendous.
Virginia's bad.
Oh God, Virginia. I can't stand those drivers. When you're also driving from the South or to the South from the Northeast, you're like, oh, I'm making really good time because you're cutting through New York. Yeah, you got to hit a little New York City traffic, but you're not in New York that long. New Jersey seems big. It's really not. Then you cut through a little bit of Pennsylvania, and then Maryland's there, and you're like, oh, we're making really good time. And then you hit Virginia, and you're in there for 12 effing hours.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest problem is that the Beltway should just be nuked. Just call it a day. It's a terrible highway system. I have never driven through the Beltway and not been stuck in 2 hours of traffic for going a half hour's worth of distance.
Yeah. At least in the South, they like politely tell you like, sorry, like after they cut you off. Whereas up here, they're just going to beep until your horn just goes out.
Bless your heart.
Yeah. No, Connecticut's pretty bad. We, like Kevin said, I was just behind somebody today on the Merritt and the fast lane, and they were doing 60. And I couldn't get around them because everybody on the other side was just matching the speed because they were in the slow lane. But Connecticut is like, they cut you off, but they do it so gradually that you just, they don't even give you a warning. They just do it, and you're beeping at them like, no, this isn't a good idea. And they still commit to it. And then they look around like they don't even know that you're beeping at them. I don't. And it's also just a roadwork capital in America in the Northeast.
Well, my favorite is I was pulling out of a brewery with my buddy. He went straight. I was going onto the highway, and he's an officer of the law, and he drives like an officer of the law. He has a little bit of that, the cop foot. I don't know if you well, Matt. Of course, you know you have family in law enforcement. You know how it is. Like cops drive a different way than regular civilians. So he peels out, and he's in his souped up Jeep. I'm behind him in my truck, and I'm just like. And it's a very busy road in Newtown, and I'm just like not about. I'm like, I just want to get on the highway and go home, man. Hate this traffic. I get a gap. I start going. I get out in front of this guy. This guy's got at least 20 feet ahead of me, and he's just shaking his head at me. And I'm like, buddy, you accelerated at me when you saw me pull out. Don't shake your head at me. Just drive. Like, don't look like a disgusted dad. Like you're maybe 10 years older than me. Just drive your family home. Weenie.
I just love when, like, I know you're not obligated to give your lane up when somebody's merging onto the highway. But if you're like 5 cars back and I'm trying to merge, like, please don't do 90 in the slow lane just so I can't get in. Like, just let me in.
Or I hate when my least favorite is all my co-hosts have disappeared apparently. Chris's internet's done theirs, Matt. When a tractor trailer when you're in the on ramp, and it's a long on ramp, right? Like you're talking like almost a full mile, and the tractor trailer cuts you off when there's a little bit of traffic, so you can't get up to the top of the thing. I understand if like you're causing more of a traffic jam, but if I'm the only person got on the highway and there's nowhere for me to merge, but I see a place to merge up there, I will accelerate. It happened today. I got a tractor trailer cut me off. So I couldn't go up the fast lane. And there was like 6 spots up at the top where it was merging, but there was no spots down where I was. And I was maybe doing about 70 up the highway ramp. And I'm like, oh, whatever. I'll just merge at the top, whatever. I'm going to sit in traffic regardless. I'm just not trying to cause somebody to slam on their brakes. Too late. So, yeah, F Connecticut drivers. They're almost as bad as Rhode Island.
Yeah, No, they're also terrible.
Kevin, wasn't this a bar debate between you, me, and my cousin when we were sitting at a bar in Martha's Vineyard once? Who's the worst driving state, Rhode Island or Connecticut?
Probably. I feel very strongly about this, so I would.
Well, you and me were banging the table that Rhode Island was worse, and my cousin, who will never cease to crap on Connecticut, even though it's his dad's home state, will literally just take a dump on it anytime he can. And then you look at me and go, have you driven around recently? He goes, yeah. And it was a great conversation.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. I drove when I went to go meet you for the Miami Boston College game. That was atrocious. I swear to God, between the construction and people driving like assholes, I swear, I was like, I'm going to get in a wreck today with my truck. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Oh, and then Rhode Island decided all their bridges need to be replaced at the same time.
Oh my God!
So there's construction all over the place. It's terrible.
Isn't there one in Providence that like basically added 3 hours to everyone's commute?
Yeah, it's almost done finally, but
I remember that like when I announced because I remember you were telling me where you're moving to the left. I'm like, I hope this poor kid doesn't have to get the east side of the state.
That depends on how I want to go.
Fair enough. All right. Well, this show is interesting because not only do we got a lot of basketball news to start off. Obviously, the Drake of the NBA, Josh Giddey, has been traded to the Chicago Bulls for Alex Caruso, the bald eagle. I love this deal for the Thunder, man. They fleeced the Bulls. Apparently, at some point, multiple first-round picks offered for Alex Caruso. This is back when he was just getting over there, back when they had Levine and DeRozan both healthy. I think this is a clear – I don't even have to watch a game. Josh Giddey was abysmal during the playoffs, and the only reason I know who his name was because he was so bad playing is because of his extracurricular activities. So that being said, Thunder win here. Anyone want to play devil's advocate here, or are we all kind of in agreement with this?
I'd argue both sides won this trade. The Thunder got a good, reliable defensive guard. And the Bulls seemingly have accepted the fact they need to rebuild. So they're not going to drag out DeMar, Levine, and Caruso trying to go, oh, no, we have a chance. We can compete. No, you're trying to make the playoffs to keep your fans happy. You know you're not winning anything with that core in 2024.
Mm-hmm. You now clearly see this NBA season kind of showed us who the best 8 teams are in basketball. It's not really let's be honest, the East and Western Conference semifinals kind of showed. Like in the West, it is Oklahoma City, Dallas, Minnesota, Denver. In the East, a healthy New York Knicks team beats the Pacers. The Pacers are only going to get better. And then, of course, you have the barn burner that is the Boston Celtics. And I can't remember who the hell you guys whooped.
Throughout the entire playoffs?
Who was the second? Who was your East Semis team you played?
That was the Cavs.
Cavs. That might be the exception.
No.
Well, because the Cavs might lose Mitchell. So,
or Garland.
Or hey, listen, I'll take Garland to replace Mike Conley's retiring, but
I don't know if you want that.
Listen, we just need a guy to pass Edwards the ball and not be Rudy Gobert.
I do have some advice though for Josh Giddey, real quick.
Go for it.
Make sure you change your registry status. They got Lawrence Taylor on this a few years ago. It doesn't go well. So just, make sure you let the law, the government know, like, hey,
okay,
I'm moving to Chicago. I'm not anywhere near the Chicago public schools, but I am moving there for work.
Okay. Before we get sued for slander, this is all jokes. There's no allegations. Josh Giddey was found innocent, or at least there were no charges filed, or whatever the hell the resolution was. So we are only making jokes. We are not calling him anything of the sort, so we don't get sued. There we go.
I just said he needs to update the government for tax purposes, obviously.
Yeah.
The fact he isn't living near the Chicago public school system is just a nice little fact.
That's not Patrick Starr with a cone on his head behind you, is it?
Klay Thompson, Patrick Starr.
There you go.
Clay Thompson, Patrick.
Oh my God.
Chris just comes in with like the best backgrounds. I don't know where the hell he pulls these things from.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it's good. It's good for Oklahoma. I mean, they get a 30-year-old defensive player. The Bulls get a young guy that has potential. Maybe they could build around him. He is on a 1-year rental basis right now, but like Kevin said, this is a team that's rebuilding. There's a lot of other issues that they need to address besides acquiring some younger talent. They got to figure out coaching and everything like that. I give the advantage to OKC because Chicago's taken on a PR baggage with what comes with Giddey and everything, and don't really know if that's something I'd want to take on, but the Bulls are doing it, so we'll see how that pans out. They could build around that and build something, but like Kevin said, with the core that they had, they weren't going to the playoffs next year. They weren't going to do anything special with that, so it's time to just knock it down and build it back up. This franchise is not seeing anything positive since they got rid of Thibodeau, and it's a big thing is coaching as well.
Who knows? You might win Prom King next year.
After we just went over the whole legality.
Yeah, after I just like gave you a huge disclaimer just so we won't get sued. Chris
I
just
just
says,
got in.
Hey, screw it. We're just gonna throw that monkey wrench right back in there.
I entered chat at the wrong time.
All right. I mean, I guess the next update, this is perfect. We're talking basketball. Kevin, congratulations to your Boston Celtics on their record 18th World Championship. Obviously, they won it earlier this week, so we have not had a chance to react to it since we had Monday off. I guess, Kev, I'll start with you. How does it was there a doubt at all? You guys basically steamrolled through the entire playoffs in one of the most dominant runs I've ever seen. It looked like you guys weren't even trying 80% of the games.
Yeah, no, never really a doubt. When Kristaps kind of got hurt, I was like, this is going to suck. It's going to be another game, another 2 months we'd have to wait with the way the NBA schedules things. But no, not really. I mean, the team was built well. A lot of good defensive players, a lot of good offensive players. The Jays work well together. And Kyrie Irving just sucks in Boston ever since he stomped on Lucky. So I have a joke to make, but I'm not going to make it. So yeah, I wasn't too stressed, too nervous. My biggest question was who's going to be Finals MVP. I knew they were going to drop one because the NBA does not want to sweep in the finals. But other than that, I wasn't too worried.
Did you like Jason Tatum's post-game speech? Well, not really. Well, right after the game where he said, what did he say? He tried to replicate Kevin Garnett.
We did it or something like that.
How did you feel?
I was fine with it. I mean, I'm sure it's very emotional. It hit him all at once. He's been here. He's heard for years how him and Jalen need to get traded. They can't work together. Boston needs to start over. Weirdly, from a lot of Boston media,
there's a shocker.
I hate Felger and Maz. They're the worst. But yeah, he's kind of corny. Like, I'm not gonna lie about it and say no. No, he kind of is. But I think the hate for him's overblown. He has never really had off the court issues except when he was dating a soccer player and his ex-girlfriend was knocked up and then he left her. But he was just trying to be a good father. So I don't get the hate for him. I think he's a good dude, good player, and I'm happy for him. And Jaylen Brown. And Al Horford.
Is he your Batman or is Jalen Hurts your Batman? Jalen Brown your Batman.
Jalen Hurts is always Batman.
He's always Batman.
I think it's more a Batman and Nightwing situation.
I could see that.
And it depends on the night, though, who's going to be Batman and who's going to be Nightwing. It sucks because sometimes they'll both play well together. They both did in game 5, but it's usually one or the other. And it really depends. I think you easily could have made the argument for Tatum to have Finals MVP. I feel like that would have been an easier argument to make than Brown. But also Brown did deserve it with his defense. And also he was efficient and a good passer and rebounder. But yeah, no, I don't think it really matters who's Batman, who's Nightwing or Robin or whatever you want to call it.
Was a good pickup too. I feel like that's a name that doesn't get talked about.
He also had a good argument for being Finals MVP.
That was my pick. I think he's the most underrated, one of the most underrated players in this league.
It was going to one of Jalen or Jason. Some people said Luka should have won it. I've seen people on Twitter arguing that.
This is not the 60s, and his name is not Jerry West. Can we stop that, please?
Yeah.
You got to win the damn thing to get MVP. That is the rule now. You can't win if your team's getting its ass whooped every night. Also, watching that series, I'm just like, how did we lose to these idiots? Oh, because we have 2 roaming big men, and the only guy who played hard ran out of gas.
I also like how it went from, no, this is the most talented backcourt in NBA history. The Celtics are screwed. They're going to lose in 5. They're going to lose in 6. Dallas is going to sweep them. To now, Luka has no help. He has nobody. Like, what is he supposed to do? All on his lonesome. He's such a poor little boy. I feel bad for him. He's so tough for playing in the loud European stadiums. Like,
everyone knows about my documented hate for Luka.
I thought you were about to say for Europeans.
No, just certain countries.
As the Euros are on too, Jared. Any comments on that?
The real football starts in August, dude. I do enjoy it. I actually am going to my first soccer game in 2 weeks. I'm very excited. So,
what game are you going
Who's
to?
Playing?
Revs in Columbus.
That's actually a good game.
I looked up the standings because Revs are the only New England team I should root for, and I was like, damn, they suck this year.
Yeah, fair.
Who cares? Listen, I've never been to a professional soccer game, so I'm actually very excited. So it could be a good time. Really funny thing about this whole Boston-Dallas series was this is the first NBA Finals in about 5 years where I literally watched a grand total of 20 minutes of it. And that was because I was at a bar.
We did say, like, weeks ago, it was Boston's to lose. Dude, it was just like the East was just fucking, freaking just a lot of players were hurt. I'm not gonna give really that the excuse. I still think Boston was the best team from out of the East.
I think this was half talent, half war of attrition. Like, let's look at the teams from the Pacers were injured beyond belief. They only beat the Knicks because the Knicks ran out of bodies. And let's go to the Timberwolves and Dallas series. Timberwolves gave everything to beat the defending champs. Like, that was Rocky. Anthony Edwards and Cat were looking like Rocky at the end of Rocky 1, going like, "Yo, Adrian, we beat him." Like, I don't know. That's terrible. Stallone. But they were gassed. And you could see it in game 1. Game 2, it came down to a buzzer beater. And game 3 was ugly. Game 4, honestly, they won. That series with Minnesota and Dallas was just insane because they had no fight left. They were fighting on auxiliary power. And then Boston, like you said, got a couple breaks. Guys getting injured. So it wasn't like they weren't going to beat them. They just didn't have to try as hard. So they got to the finals and they're like, ding, ding, let's do this.
It's also, people are ignoring the fact that Kristaps Porzingis, a 20 points per game scorer, is missing time due to injury.
Yeah, Pingus came out and just knocked the lights out in game 1. I'm like, all right, this series is done.
Yeah, and also the Celtics have been screwed by injuries in the past. I mean, a couple of years ago, Jaylen Brown was injured, so Tatum had to play the Brooklyn Nets basically on his own because it wasn't the same team then. They had some decent players, and everyone's like, well, see, Tatum can't win in the playoffs when it matters the most. And now, oh no, everybody else is hurt. This is unfair. The number 1 seed is the easiest path. What's going on?
I want to put this to bed in every sport. Just ask the LA Dodgers what it's like to be the number 1 seed. Also, I will say this. It does not matter, but injuries in the playoffs suck, but they've happened to every franchise in the history of sports. Okay? It's happened. You just got to deal with it. It's the luck of the draw. It's what makes sports. Let's be honest. Every team in the East at full strength still would have beaten Boston. It just would have gone more games. There's not a team in that entire conference who could touch them. That was my opinion from day 1.
I'm going to shoot my own team in the foot here because I hate the 76ers. Joel Embiid comments. He's like, well, they won the finals because I was hurt and a handful of players were hurt. I'm like, dude, just shut up, dude. Just like, he just pisses me off. Like, your rival just won the finals, dude. I'd be like, all right, move on
back
to next
work.
Year. This dude, he's just, I hate him, dude. And then he looked at Paul George on the podium, and he's like, maybe we'll get some playmakers next year. Shams comes out with a report today saying Sixers are looking elsewhere outside of Paul George. I don't want Paul George. He's 30. He's going to be 35. Not paying that dude a max contract to save my life.
I mean, we'll take him as like a 6-man. That's the best I would want for him.
Dude, the Clippers said they're letting the market talk to him for a little bit to kind of get like a value for him, but they might just let him walk. And the moral of the story is like, Embiid, shut up, dude. Like I was pissed when the Celtics won, obviously, because I'm a Sixers fan, but I do congratulate the Celtics because they've been in this position for the past 5 years, finals, semifinals.
They got over the hump.
Yeah, they got over the hump. So, Kevin, congratulations again for the Celtics. I saw the whole city of Boston was singing "Sweet Caroline." That was pretty cool.
No, yeah, winning in Boston's the best.
I've been to a couple games at Fenway. The vibes are good, but again,
the vibes are good. But hot take: anyone who's been to Fenway a couple of times can agree with us. Once you get over the fact, like the history of it, how old it is, it's not a great place to watch a game. The poles all over the place. The seats are tiny. The food is
I'm looking
okay.
forward to being super uncomfortable. I go up there in August. But I'm hoping my Diamondbacks sweep them and we'll go home because I'm just not about that life.
Yeah, I got in a fight with a couple of Yankees fans up there, and I'm like, what am I doing?
I'm sitting to see me and my sister are taking the old man up there. He hasn't been to a Red Sox game since 2004. So, like, me and Helene are going to take him up there to go see Diamondbacks Red Sox on the Sunday. And he's all excited. It was his Father's Day gift from both of us. He's all excited. So, it's going to be a good time. I haven't been to Fenway since 2004 either, so.
So what you're saying is he's a good luck charm, and you should bring him every year.
I mean, or that was around when I took him for that. When he took me to Fenway when I was back in 2004, that was when they went on that run at the end of September. It started with like a Mark Bellhorn walk-off, and then after that, they went on that run. So maybe the Red Sox reign of terror finally crashes and burns when I bring him back.
Reign of terror? What are you talking about?
All I remember is just the Red Sox being a pain in the ass to anybody. And also to my Diamondbacks. For some reason, they're the one team besides the Mets from the East Coast we can't beat. Well, we tied the Mets, so the curse is over.
That's fine. Neither can the Yankees.
Yeah, I don't get how the Yankees can go in there as low as they are and still lose 2 out of 3.
It's called Aaron Boone. If you're curious.
Yeah, I think he sold his soul in Boston for that home run in 2003.
I was actually going to go up a few weeks ago for the Phillies and Red Sox. I decided not to. I was insanely hungover. I'm glad I didn't because Phillies got smoked because Christopher Sanchez was pitching. But, I don't know. I like Fenway. It's probably my favorite.
Is Sanchez pitching against us, Chris?
What's up?
Is Sanchez pitching against us?
I don't know. I'm actually going to look at that.
Well, half our starting rotation is basically looking like my knee shot to hell right now. Rodriguez comes back in July. Gallen comes back next week. Merrill Kelly comes back after the All-Star break. So we'll have a healthy pitching rotation. It'll just be July 15th at that point.
Oh, no, dude. It's Jordan Montgomery and Taijuan Walker. Dude, I hate Taijuan Walker.
Oh, I love him now that he's not on our team anymore, man. He was the worst fit in Arizona of all time. He
is the worst. Dude, he complained how he didn't get a Game 7 start. Dude, that dude is atrocious.
He's a home run ball. Like putting him against Arizona would have been even worse than what happened. Oh, he would have got slugged.
No, it would have been a massacre, dude. I cannot. I hope they get rid of him, or they just.
It's alive, baby.
It's not the same old Mets you're playing. You're playing the New York Grimaces now.
Jesus.
Yeah. The Mets that are they're like 11 and something since changing their logo to the rainbow. Yep. The rainbow Mets are like the what?
The Grimace Shake. Remember that last year? Is that back?
I don't know.
Yeah, dude.
He had him on a 7-game winning streak, and then Pride Month had him on like a 11-3 streak. So June
all
is
I know is that this next headline was picked out by our producer. He chose the title for the show. Yeah, I have not seen this woman yet. I don't know if she looks like.
She's not bad looking, dude. She's not.
Hey, listen, man, my man Bill got game, brother.
Dog. But I'll tell you what. You remember that? Remember that video I was telling you about like a while ago when he did the walk of shame? Like that was her apartment. I'm pretty sure. So Good for Bill. He's still in his college days.
That's what reports are.
That's a coach. That's the coach I go to the grave for. That's him. On the Ring doorbell. Dude, he's got a leather belt on too. Dude, that dude's in college.
Dude, listen, my last 2 years of college, I used a tack belt as my freaking like a tactical like duty belt for my belt because it was the only one that was adjustable because I was losing and gaining weight like crazy in college. So that was the only one I could. Also, it was cheap as shit at Dick's Sporting Goods. So
I like this let loose Bill Belichick. This well, I'm just used to Bill Belichick just personally hating my team because we're all a bunch of just dummies, but I like this let loose, have fun Bill Belichick. Like
McAfee show Bill Belichick.
Let's bring out more ring camera videos of him leaving an apartment at like 6 a.m. shirtless.
All right, Bill, I see you,
dude.
Look at that guy.
Dude, he's probably like best friends with her father too.
Her dad's either thrilled or pissed. Like, there's no universe where the dad's either okay with it or like, I wish you would.
Or he just or he's not around. Like that. Jesus.
Oh, you got to use that photo. You can't get a different one.
Oh my god, dude!
Look at the baby. It was one day.
Damn. Dude.
Also, that could even be wrong.
Well,
that could be wrong because we don't know when she turned 24.
You could still be showing a picture of like her mom's belly, man. You don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Dude, Bill's still a dog, dude. I mean, that dude, freaking Al Pacino had a kid in like 80, dude. If he pumps out a kid in the next couple years, dude.
Listen,
Robert
his
De Niro
kids
just
are
had
all,
one at like 82.
His kids are all terrifying looking human beings. So maybe let's not pollute the world with more Belichick's.
But they're coaching savants.
Yes, I know. Dude. They're all just terrifying looking human beings.
What if he coached her dad?
Dude, they were smiling. Dude, he never smiles, dude. He's smiling with her, dude. That guy's happy.
Yeah, she's doing things to him that his wife probably never thought to do.
I think him and his wife were divorced for a while. The woman he was with before was a girlfriend, not a wife. But he's been real smiley lately since not retiring, but
being leaving New England and then being passed over in Atlanta.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll ever get a job or take it.
We'll talk about like Bill may have dodged a bullet at Atlanta because, hey, we're gonna go sign a quarterback for $30 million plus a year and then draft a quarterback with injury history.
Okay, first off, are you saying that if Bill was in Atlanta, that would have happened?
No, he wouldn't.
Okay, well, you're wrong. It 100% would have played out exactly the same if Bill was there.
You think he would have gone up to the GM and not said, like, hey, let's go get a defensive player from no-name university?
Didn't they do it with Brady and Garoppolo, though?
Yeah. They took Garoppolo, like, in the early second, I think.
Yeah, no, I think it was like pick 34.
No, he was not. He was a second-round pick.
I think it was like 34.
Yeah, it was. I had 36 in my head.
Let's find out. Nate's on
it. I said Nate's on it. He's checking Jimmy G's draft day.
Okay, so it was later. It was the 30th pick in the second round.
So I was pretty close too. Like I wasn't that far off.
So I mean, basically, it was the same thing, though.
Yeah. So they would have done it.
All right, fair. The whole Atlanta thing. Kurt's contract just makes no sense. It's the contract that bugs me. If they had an easy team opt-out after a year if he can't stay healthy, yeah, this makes total sense. They're geniuses. They load it up, and they have a guy to learn behind Kurt. But correct me if I'm wrong, Kurt's still owed a shit ton of guaranteed money. Isn't it like almost it's $90 million plus, right, Nate?
Correct. $100 million guaranteed. $50 million signing bonus.
If you were going to draft a quarterback, why wouldn't you just do the $50 million only and find a way like an opt-out clause if you can't stay healthy? That's what I would have done.
There is a potential opt-out in 2027, so it is still kind of a while from now.
Oh boy,
so 3 years in.
Yeah, right. Michael Penix will be almost 30 at that point.
Yeah,
right.
How long did Favre stay as the starter when Rodgers was there?
4 years.
4 years.
But
So
the problem is Rodgers wasn't 26.
20. He's 25,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Close enough.
Penix is 25.
Yeah. Him and Bo Nix are both.
There's also a big difference with Brett Favre and Kirk Cousins at that time too.
Dude,
Yeah.
Kirk's
Favre sending nudies and ripping off states, and Kirk's just throwing chains on.
dude, he's in those Wrangler jeans ads. I haven't seen those in a while.
Yeah,
I
because
wonder
he
why.
defrauded Mississippi welfare. He's not in any ads anymore, really.
Yeah.
But no, look, if Penix was one of those dudes who was a freshman at 17 and he was 20 now, makes a little more sense. He's going to be 24 by the time Kirk's contract's up. But no, he is older now than he would be in that scenario.
Isn't he the same age as Jalen Hurts?
That I'm not sure, just
Because
because.
Jalen got drafted at 21 to the Eagles.
Yeah, no, Jalen Hurts is 25.
If everything pans out and Penix starts in say 4 years, he will be the same age as Brandon Whedon is as a rookie.
That is don't.
Oh, no, Michael Penix is 24.
Okay. Okay, so he's not like okay, so he's about like just like I'd say like your boy McCorkle Jones or Trevor Lawrence age.
No, those guys were 2-3 years younger.
Really?
Yeah, they were. They didn't have the
Dropped it
COVID
at
year,
22.
or they didn't use the COVID year,
That's right.
and Lawrence didn't stay in college for 4 years. There's no way.
I think he did.
That'd be insane. That'd be insanity.
No, because I think didn't they win his third year or they got no.
So he was 21. He turned 22 in his rookie year.
Okay.
Outside of Brandon Whedon, no quarterback
It's
has
true.
been this old getting
Oh
drafted.
shit! I forgot we have a guest in the lobby. We've gotten so into the weeds as my computer screen is froze. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a guest coming in. Joining us now is the stunt double for Hunter Renfro. He is our version of the Neuralink for Belly Up Sports. He is a good friend of ours. He is our resident house cat for the Korner Booth podcast, and he hosts the show with Chris's best friend, Kelsey Coyne, High Low Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, avid Lego collector and Star Wars fan, DJ Stewart.
Better late than never. Just been hanging out since you were talking about your hatred for Europeans, and I finally get to join now, so it's all good.
I am so sorry because of the way that it was stacked. I could not see your screen was there, and it was like, and I wish you texted me because I would have been like, "Oh shit, DJ's in the channel."
Just seeing how long. Just seeing how long. I see how it is. You beg me to
I'm
come
so
on, and then you
sorry.
leave me. Then you leave me dangling
I'm
like a cat with
so
keys.
sorry,
Unbelievable.
DJ. I will buy you a beer when we get to Canton. Okay.
I left my dying mother's bedside to come here, and this is what you
Oh,
do.
okay. You know what? Beer redacted. Don't use your mother's name in vain.
I didn't use her name. I used her title.
Jeez. I still will buy you first round when me and Kelsey hit the bars over in Canton.
Works for me. I'm not complaining. I never say no to free stuff.
Fair enough. Oh, it's gonna be a nice 9-hour drive. I'm gonna need a beer after that. Deej, we're talking. I don't know how we went from Belichick's 24-year-old girlfriend to the Falcons situation.
She's the same age as Michael Penix.
Yes. There you go. Kevin with the perfect connection. We got to move on. We got to go. We got to dribble back to basketball quick because this is gonna be the biggest news tomorrow and the biggest news of the afternoon. JJ Redick officially hired per Woj, I believe, is the new coach of the Lakers.
The podcaster?
Yes, the podcaster. Because apparently,
with
and
LeBron.
listen, we've had a celebrity as president. We've had a porn star. No, I'm just kidding. We've had a celebrity as president. We can have a podcaster as a head coach.
This means any of us can run an NBA team.
We've had an ESPN draft analyst as a GM.
Oh my! I forgot.
Failed miserably. The cracker himself, Mike Mayock.
Mike Mayock as a GM. We can have a podcaster as a head coach. This is going to end terribly. Nate, I'm sorry, buddy. I hope you're in for it.
Thanks, boss.
You're welcome, buddy. Love you. This is going to be bad. I love JJ Redick. I love him as a personality. I hated him at Duke, obviously, but we'll go round table here, DJ. Since you were patiently, I'll start with you. Thoughts on JJ Redick? I personally think this is going to be a train wreck, but I'm open to hear suggestions.
This is literally a Jeff Saturday just with a basketball. It's kind of wild how we got to this
Did I
point
get
in
that
less than a
clip?
2-year point. Like, it's kind of ridiculous and getting a little bit of PTSD flashbacks here, but maybe it will be wrong, but I don't. He's the least qualified NBA head coach of all time if you look at it as far as coaching experience goes, which is kind of crazy to think about. So, close. I don't know. We'll see.
It's a tie,
Hoping.
by the way, if for least qualified.
All right,
We'll
so
see.
the least amount of coaching experience coming into it.
It's still a tie. There are a lot of coaches, actually, a good amount of coaches who had no coaching experience before becoming an NBA head coach. I count one that was good in his first stop, one that was great, and then a lot of mid, and then worse. Paul Silas went 78 and 168 with the San Diego Clippers in 1980 over 3 seasons. Dick Van Arsdale went 14 and 12 and 87 with Phoenix. Dan Issel went 96 and 102 over 3 seasons with Denver. Quinn Buckner with Dallas in his lone season went 13 and 69.
What up,
Magic. What?
Paul Westhead with the Lakers in 80.
He was an assistant coach at a college, so they're counting that as having.
They're gonna count that shit.
experience.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
He was also an assistant NBA coach before that.
Yeah,
because he was the assistant. So that is NBA coaching experience. So that's what they're counting. Magic Johnson with the Lakers went 5 and 11 in 1 season. ML Carr went 48 and 116 with the Boston Celtics over 2 seasons. Larry Bird went 147 and 67 with Indiana over 3 seasons. That man can't do anything poorly except tar a driveway without fucking up his back. It's over the half-hour mark, Jared. I can say that. Doc Rivers, a terrible head coach who got gifted a championship by Danny Ainge over 5 seasons with Orlando, went 171 and 168. Isaiah Thomas with Indiana over 3 seasons went 131 and 115.
Was that Magic team absolutely loaded too?
Yeah, it was good.
That was the T-Mac team. That team had like a lot of good ball players on it.
Yeah. Minnesota, Kevin McHale, Jared, I know he came back, but this is that first stint. He went 19 and 12, which is fine. Vinny Del Negro with Chicago over 2 seasons, 82 and 82. Mark Jackson with Golden State over 3 seasons, 121, 109. Jason Kidd with Brooklyn, 1 season, 44, 38. Steve Kerr, we know the fuck Steve Kerr is. Derek Fisher over 2 seasons with the Knicks, 40 and 96. And then Steve Nash. And this was from when Steve Nash retired, so I don't have the record, but I know it was bad.
It was terrible. I just remember R.I.P. the great Flip Saunders. I remember because he fired Flip to come back to coach because Flip had lost the team, and then they traded KG. It makes my head hurt after that.
You're mixing up days. He fired Flip, became coach, stopped being coach, became GM, and then went back to coach in 08, 09.
Yes. So that was post KG trade. Those were the Rashad McCants and Theo Ratliff days.
He did trade KG, though, and I love Kevin McHale for it.
Kevin McHale can literally go kick his own teeth in.
Aren't you happy he got a ring?
I am, but you have to understand, as a 12-year-old kid, that broke my heart for years.
Suck it up.
No, actually, no. What's worse was with the fact we had to trade Brian Dawkins in 08. That hurt more.
There we go.
Who's the next player to retire and then become a mid-head coach? I feel like it's going to be like Chris Paul.
Yeah, I was about to say Chris Paul. Throwing Mike Conley in there. Actually, Mike Conley might actually be a good head coach.
I think he'd be a decent one. He'd be a decent one. Chris Paul gets suspended after punching someone in the nuts or something.
Yeah,
So
he'd walk up to Scott Foster and just clock him in the jaw.
Rajon Rondo.
Yes.
He's allegedly joining the staff.
Oh Lord.
Anybody seen the show Clipped and how terribly they casted those actors to play as the
that does not
basketball
look like
players?
Doc Rivers whatsoever. I do not know the reasoning behind that. My goodness, that's like $3.
It's the closest one that I mean, Chris Paul doesn't look like Chris Paul. Blake Griffin doesn't look like Blake Griffin, really.
It looks like a bad porn parody of Winning Time.
The only person who actually looks semi-accurate is Ed O'Neill as Jeez, I can't really think.
Donald Sterling.
Donald Sterling. I couldn't think of his name. I think almost said Don Silver.
I think Ed O'Neill looks better than Donald Sterling did, though.
Yeah, Donald Sterling looked like a raisin with hair by the end of his life, but
yeah.
Also, the girl they have playing his mistress looks way more attractive than his actual mistress.
My only 2 cents on JJ Redick is that I think they threw all their eggs in the basket of Dan Hurley, and Dan Hurley kind of shocked the world and said, I'm going to stay in UConn for a three-peat. And they just went with a yes guy that if they want to bring LeBron back, JJ Redick is the perfect guy to do it. They're buddies. They do a podcast with each other. He'll do whatever he wants them to do. I think it's just going to be a
first-round exit.
Yeah, it's one of those things where they don't have the success they want to have right away, and then he's the scapegoat, and it's just a new person in the next year or so.
Watch LeBron resign just to be the funniest thing ever. He just goes somewhere else.
I feel like it's a Steve Nash 2.0 when he was in Brooklyn. It was like, you don't know whose fault it was. Was it players? Was it the coach?
It was the players, but, Steve Nash.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got two prima donnas as your two stars, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. And as far as LA goes,
I was going to say Kyrie Irving and James Harden, but.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he was with LA too. Or Brooklyn too. But LA is obviously going to be ran by LeBron. Not much so JJ Redick. Just because when Ty Lue was in Cleveland, LeBron kind of took over the show a little bit. But I don't really like this move, to be honest with you. You probably could have got a more experienced guy. JJ Redick has no experience as a head coach yet. So you're kind of just throwing him into the wind of the fire, and especially the coach of the Lakers, which is obviously a really big market team. That's going to add a lot more pressure. So I guess I'm curious to see how it's going to go. But I'm going to say first-round exit too, Jared.
Do you think LeBron hurt their chances to get a coach?
Yes. He is literally a coach like
killer.
Chainsaw.
It would be hilarious though if he opted out and then said like, "Hey, I'm leaving." He won't do it.
Watch the Lakers actually win 55 games and actually are a decent seed.
Well, I saw he could opt out and get paid a little bit more if he just re-signs with them, but it'd just be funny if he opted out and said, "Hey, I don't like this."
Did y'all see?
he already did opt out. I think he's.
Did y'all see? Bronny tweeted out a picture of him and his dad in Dallas Mavericks uniforms.
And Dallas Mavericks jerseys?
Did he tweet that out? I saw people tweet that.
I thought it was Bronny. I saw it was Bronny James who tweeted it.
Nate's saying
it was a spam. It wasn't him. It was a spam account. I was dude, this is why I hate Twitter, man. Anyone can pay for a blue check mark now.
Yeah, that's why I'm the same way, dude. Because I saw something. It was I saw a picture of, allegedly at the Four Seasons in Philly. It was Nick Nurse, Josh Harris, LeBron, which it looks like LeBron, but the picture's so blurry that you can't tell. I don't think it was LeBron, but you know how Twitter gets. Once a headline like that comes up, everyone's going to be looking at it. But that's a pipe dream of mine. So hypothetically, if the Sixers ever got LeBron, I think I'd cry. I just wouldn't think it'd be imaginable, especially him and Maxey.
No, I agree. If the Celtics got LeBron, I would cry 5 years ago. In the year of our Lord 2024, cool.
I mean, LeBron hates Boston whatsoever, and I know you guys hate LeBron. So
isn't he part of the Fenway group, which always cracks me up too?
Yeah. He owns partial. What? He owns part of the Red Sox, Liverpool.
Red Sox, Penguins, Liverpool, and NASCAR, and all stuff they will put money into instead of the Boston Red Sox. The team that plays at Fenway. But no, I think getting LeBron would be cool. I'm sure seeing Patrick Ewing in a Magic uniform was cool.
Or Olajuwon playing for the Raptors.
Yeah, I'm sure that was cool. I'm sure
Michael Jordan and the Wizards was interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure those were all fun to see.
Listen, that's what led to Anthony Edwards being a human being, so
That's fair.
Or Jimmy Butler.
No, Jimmy Butler was back in his Bulls days.
Dude, he looks like Michael Jordan.
They both do. That's
They're brothers.
Scary. Yeah, they're like long lost stepbrothers.
They probably are.
No step about it. Half, no step.
Half brothers.
Yeah, dude, they have the same attitude on the court, dude.
Half
F you everywhere.
Oh my god, I need Anthony Edwards and Jimmy Butler buddy cop movie. This needs to happen.
Dude, I'm stoked for free agency. It starts on I think the 30th.
Yeah,
Trade
they're the first trade of the offseason. last NBA headline, and we'll stop talking about this godforsaken sport. That's it, actually. Thank God we're out of basketball. Thank God. I'm done.
Never
with this.
mind.
Yeah, we're talking football the rest of the show. All right,
Damn
first
it.
off, we all saw the infamous video of Brandon Aiyuk talking to Jaden Daniels, quarterback for the Washington Commanders, saying they ain't want me. It's over. They ain't want me. It was on, and he had like some videotape and everything. We don't need to play the video. Obviously, our producer's in the can right now, so we'll make them play it. All that aside, the Niners came out and were like, "We're absolutely not done with Brandon Aiyuk. We want to keep him." Now, this sounds very similar to a certain situation with a certain wide receiver from Tennessee who now plays in Philadelphia. Now, this happened before the draft in that situation. This is now after the draft. Do you guys think San Francisco keeps Aiyuk next year? I think they do. Why wouldn't you when you have him, Pearsall, and Juwan Jennings and Debo? That's a very good receiving core to give Brock Purdy to lose you guys another Super Bowl. Thoughts?
Sounds awfully similar to Debo Samuel less than 2 years ago, almost identical situation, wanting to get, and then they reach a contract deal and all is well in the world. So we'll see. I can't imagine they trade him. Honestly, he's their best actual receiver. So I imagine they find a way to keep him.
I mean, this also, or this could be, play devil's advocate, the end of the 49ers run as being like a dominant team. I don't know.
There's a little bit of hoping in that as well, isn't there? Like, yeah, there's a little bit of.
Listen, I just want payback for last season's butt whooping, but
I think they pay him, but there's just so many guys they're gonna have to pay within the next couple of years.
Or let go.
Yeah, they're just gonna have to think of like flexibility. But like DJ said, he is, I believe too. I think he's their best receiver too. They could do with. I don't know if he takes like a 1-year deal and then after that it's just like he hits the road. But Higgins, I think, just did that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I wonder what's gonna happen with Aiyuk.
Excellent transition. I'm just kidding. Maddie, you have anything about Aiyuk before we go to T. Higgins?
I think it's going to cost them more money to extend Aiyuk probably compared to Debo, just given the fact that he's a younger receiver. To me though, it makes more sense to keep Aiyuk than Samuel. You already have McCaffrey. That takes away half that component of what Debo was for them in that gadget role. I think Aiyuk is just a younger, better all-around receiver. I don't know what they're going to do. I'd rather just dump off Debo. I'd rather keep the youth.
Fair enough. Kev, anything else on this?
Are we sure the video is real? Because Arizona State, allegedly, all their players were thrilled Jaden Daniels transferred. I'd find it hard to believe that Brandon Aiyuk was just
Aiyuk had already been drafted.
Okay, but I'm sure he also wasn't a fan.
There is documentation like him and Daniels were boys.
Okay, so he's the one. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, so he's like one of the few. Listen, also, by the way, that ASU team, I guarantee none of those players are playing professional ball right now. Jaden Daniels is number 2 overall pick, which is just karma in itself. But that's the same ASU team who got their coach fired in the tunnel.
Arizona State, man, their mascot's a broken condom.
All right, Chris, I let the Chris's penalty box presented by the amazing people at Righteous Felon, the best beef jerky around. My personal recommendation, of course, is the Maryland crab seasoning one. Absolutely sensational. They are available in your local gas stations, but also available at righteousfelon.com. Promo code BELLYUP for 15% off your order. Official sponsor of Belly Sports, the Korner Booth Podcast, and Chris's penalty box. See, that was a 30-second penalty, Chris. You did good.
Yeah, well, I had to say something out of pocket just so we can get the
Well, you said the first one, but it was too far for me to let you go. I wasn't just going to drop you mid-sentence.
Yeah, no, good point.
But I guess we'll finish with this, with the whole Aiyuk and Aiyuk Niners. It's weird how fast the Niners try to put this to bed, but we haven't heard anything out of Aiyuk's camp. I think Aiyuk wants a deal. He doesn't think the Niners can do it, and he wants to go somewhere else. Whereas with the Samuel situation, Debo didn't want to leave, and he felt like the Niners forced him, but he ended up coming back anyway. I don't know. This is going to be a weird one. We're going to see how it plays out. Chris eloquently brought up before T. Higgins. Signing a 1-year deal, obviously. The franchise tag remaining a Bengal through the end of the season. The overwhelming, I guess, opinion is that he's not going to stay. DJ, do you feel there's any chance T. Higgins can be saved here, or is the Jamar Chase contract just going to nuke this to Kingdom Come?
Anything's possible. I won't rule it out, but I don't see how you pay Jamar, Joe, T, Trey Hendrickson. Like, there's something's got to give at some point. Plus, you paid big money to Orlando Brown to bring in a left tackle too. Like, it just doesn't seem feasible unless the salary cap spikes one way or the other. Plus, it's not like the Bengals have their owner's not exactly the most loaded. He doesn't have Jerry Jones pockets, so he can't even put the money up, those type of guaranteed monies off to the side anyway. So I can't. I feel like this is you know what, we're not going to work it out. Play this 1 year. We'll get you the ball. Go sign a big deal next year. We try to win it this year. It feels like an all in for this year run.
Give me the Bengals to win the AFC North, like a surprise, or like to make a deep playoff run at least. Like, I think this is going to be like, they know this is it, so they're going to swing for the fences here, even though their defense still just is not great. But hell, they're going to score 40 points a game.
Weapons across the board.
I think my thought on this is, I think it's a smart move for him because I think he's going to get a big contract, obviously, next year with whoever he goes to. But if hypothetically Joe Burrow gets hurt and it's for a long time throughout the season, I do think he might get dealt at the deadline. I don't know. Obviously, I can't predict the future, but I just wonder who's going to throw him a lot of money next year. But I think it's a good move for him short term because the Bengals are still a contending team and they're like the same situation. I think a little bit with the 49ers is, you know, they can't pay everyone, so they're going to have to let go of a few things. But they still got Jamar Chase, so they don't have to worry about having a number one receiver. But I think it's a good short term move, I guess, for T. Higgins.
I don't think it's impossible for them to pay him. I mean, we've seen Dallas sign every single player in one offseason, like Jalen Smith and Cooper Kupp and Dak Prescott and Zeke Elliott, and there's other ones that I'm missing. I know they extended the offensive lineman the other year. I think it was Zach Martin. I think it's impossible for them to dish out money and pay everybody. They're going to have no cap for everything else after that. But I just don't see them prioritizing a T. Higgins extension over a Jamar Chase extension before that happens. So I think he plays this year under the tag. I think he has a big season. I think he walks. I think he gets a massive deal unless they tag him again next year. So I think that the years of T. Higgins in Cincinnati are numbered. And I'm looking for them to probably extend Chase five years or so at the end of this year.
I see T. Higgins playing for the Chargers or Colts next year.
Chargers, maybe.
I'll raise you. You say the Chargers. I'll raise you the Lions.
Maybe Green Bay.
Green Bay does not like receivers.
They don't like first-round receivers. He was a
Neither
That's
do the Chargers. They want a ground and pound, baby. Jim Harbaugh still thinks the forward pass is illegal in the NFL.
Higgins can have a few extra whoppers and put on 20 pounds and become a tight end. He's not too far off.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll do it, but I could see him maybe going to the Chiefs. Maybe. I don't know. I mean,
he's got to get into some legal issues off the field first.
Yeah, that's true.
He's got to have some more warrants on his name before they try that.
Requirement.
No, if they go to the Chiefs, then get in legal trouble.
Oh, that's fair. That's probably in the contract. Like, your signing bonus depends on when you actually commit this crime.
Yeah, it's like the contract states you either have to date Taylor Swift or commit crimes. And because Travis is already with Taylor, you got to commit crimes.
Or you have to sound like Kermit the Frog and love ketchup.
I saw a picture of it was a Taylor Swift T-shirt, just a Taylor Swift, and it was a headshot of Dog the Bounty Hunter. So I'm thinking about buying that.
And that is why Travis unless he was the first man.
Can I reimburse you for that T-shirt? At least throw you like 5% for it.
Dude, it'd be a kick-ass shirt, dude.
I will pay for your shipping, sir.
All right, let me look for it.
Be overseas shipping.
I will pay for his shipping, so he wears that on. There it is.
Wait, there it is. Yeah.
Chris, actually, you know what? To save ourselves money, let's just make that your background next week.
Okay.
My sister-in-law loves Taylor, so I kind of want to get that shirt to wear around her on the 4th
Dude,
of July.
it kicks ass, dude. Imagine going to the bar and you're wearing that. That's the first thing people ask. Where did you get that shirt? I'm
This
like,
comes from
bro.
the same man who wore a propeller hat to the bar.
Yeah, and then I started throwing some Taylor Swift songs at him. It's going to be a cruel summer. Sorry, I'm not a Swiftie. That's like one of the only Taylor Swift songs that I know. But
No, it was good. It was good.
I'm looking to buy the shirt. It has on Etsy. Might pull the trigger here.
All right. Any other thoughts on T. Higgins before we roll into the next topic? Nope, nothing. Everything's been said. Great. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special treat for you. Nate threw out a special challenge for us in the notes. So we're going to call this the Kevin Langley Super Smash Brothers Bowl because these are all people he's crapped on or picked up in the past. So choose your character. Bo Nix, Jared Stidham, or Zach Wilson. Three people Kevin's either crapped on, made fun of, or told rumors about. Kevin, you're going last. So we're going to say, who starts for the Denver Broncos this year? I'm going to go with Zach Wilson. Wild card. Getting out of New York, this kid's going to turn into a 6'2" John Elway launching balls over the stadium. I'm waiting for that arm strength. I'm in for it. I think he's going to have a redemption because I don't see Jarrett Stidham doing anything besides holding a clipboard. And Bo Nix, to me, I know Sean Payton's in love with him, but generally that means he's either going to be a gadget quarterback in 2 years, Taysom Hill, or have his shoulder blown out. Hopefully neither of the two. But just jokes about Sean Payton in quarterback history. Anyway, give me Zach Wilson. I think we saw flashes, or Zach Wilson will be the UFL MVP next year. Future quarterback for the San Antonio Brahmas.
I need to see these flashes.
I forgot. Matt's got PTSD still. Here's Zach Wilson. He shrinks up a little bit.
I've seen 3 years of dog shit. Anyways,
That's an insult.
I think the Broncos have less than what we have this year on offense. I don't see how Zach Wilson's even going to have any sort of resurgence in his career with the Broncos. I think he'll be QB2, and that'll be the worst QB2 in all the league. I think they're going to give it to Bo Nix. I think they're going to want to throw the rookie in there. I think either way, any of these three, it's going to be just an absolute train wreck, and Sean Payton's not going to last very long.
Chris.
I'm going to take Zach Wilson too, Jared. I think they're going to ride with him for the start. I don't think they're going to like him for that long, to be honest with you. I give him a few weeks, and then they might roll to the rookie. I don't know what they're going to do with Stidham. We'll touch the field if they get hurt. Yeah, it touches the field if they get hurt. I think Wilson starts I give it to like week 3, maybe 4 if I'm generous. And then I'm giving it to Bo Nix and see where he goes with it.
There you go. Deej.
Funny enough, Zach Wilson and Bo Nix are only a handful of months different in age too. They're almost the same age, but I'm gonna take Bo Nix. I like Bo Nix, and I think Zach Wilson's gonna be high the whole time going to Denver. I think he's just gonna be high the whole time chasing Mills in the supermarket. So I'll take Bo Nix.
Denver known for the milk population. Zach, welcome to Kingdom Come. Nate, you popped in. I assume you have something you got to say.
Yeah, I was going to say Zach Wilson. You know, they traded him for a reason, right? Not to just be the backup. So I would go Zach Wilson.
All right. And now the man of the hour, the person who is, I don't even think Nate did this on purpose, but if you know Kevin like I know Kevin and you've done as many shows as I have with him, you know how he's either crapped on or praised each of these players. So, Kevin, Who is going to be the starting quarterback in Denver?
First off, I'd like to point out I was actually not high, but I did hype up Jarrett Stidham when he went to New England. I did say he was a good quarterback who was ruined by Gus Malzahn's system. And he looked good in some appearances over the last couple of years, limited action. However, I think Bo Nix is the starter. The medical marvel that is Sean Payton. He's a medical marvel because it's the first case of getting CTE from coaching football. Thinks he's Patrick Mahomes 2.0. I think that's high praise. You can't just say that after putting your fans through Russell Wilson and then not put your money where your mouth is. So give me, as Jared said, Father of the Year. I'm sure he got absolutely 0 cards last weekend. Maybe a card from the government saying, hey, pay your effing child support, buddy. But Bo Nix is about to become the starter quarterback for the Denver Broncos, and then everyone's going to see what we saw at Auburn, and he's going to quickly get benched for Jarrett Stidham.
All right.
ESPN has said that according to several personal executives, Wilson has had the liveliest arm out of all the quarterbacks during camp so
we
far.
heard this when he was drafted.
Oh, God. Don't show me that. I don't want to see that throw ever again when he was at
Drew Lock also had a lively arm.
Yes, Drew Lock also was rapping Young Jeezy on the sidelines.
Hendon Hooker has a lively arm. He can't hit anything, but he's got a lively arm.
Joe Milton has a lively arm.
Tyrese Jackson.
IK Enankapali has a lively arm. Just ask Geno Smith.
Uncle Rico has a lively arm. Like, we can do this all day.
Yeah, he threw the ball between his mouths. That's right.
I had a buddy of mine who's just getting the football, but he signed to play in Dynamite a bunch of times. He quoted Uncle Rico to me, and all I thought of was Kyle Orton for about 30 seconds. I couldn't stop thinking about it.
The Gardner Minshew doppelganger.
No, listen, before Gardner Minshew, there was the GOAT Kyle Orton.
Kyle Orton was the man.
I remember
Kyle Orton was also like low-key, like such an underrated Madden quarterback, by the way, because he didn't have a good deep ball, but that dude could hit anything under 30 yards on a pin.
I remember when Brandon Marshall had all those years in like between, I think, Denver and Chicago with Jay Cutler, and they were really good close friends or whatever, and they said, who's the best quarterback you ever played for? And he said, Kyle Orton.
Because Brandon Marshall is just unhinged. Only he would have a podcast empire like I Am Athlete and piss off Fred Taylor and Channing Crowder so much they had to leave.
Yo, Jared, a little off topic, dude, but big congrats to us, not the Falcons. We were not tampering with Saquon Barkley.
Because who's the dipshit head coach? Looks like Michael Key. Michael Key. Whatever his fucking name is.
James Franklin.
Yeah, James Franklin's dumbass said something, and it got everyone all in a tizzy saying that, it was tampering. It's like, it wasn't, because the only teams that offered him contracts were us and the Texans. The Giants never offered him anything. I literally got in a screaming match with a Giants fan at a bar because he's like, Saquon's a traitor. I'm like, he's not. You idiots didn't even offer him a damn contract. How is he a traitor?
We paid him, but he didn't want it, so it's okay.
Okay, Nate, find me the actual proof of the offer, please, because I have not seen anything about it yet. Because he said they didn't offer him anything on a pod. He said on, I believe it was New Heights with the Kelsey brothers. He said they didn't offer him a deal.
You think we can get R. Kelsey on that podcast?
I mean, I don't know who because I don't know, DJ, what's his opinion? I know, because you can't hate Jason Kelsey regardless of who you root for. But Travis, I feel like just would annoy your Kelsey.
No, they'd be bros. They get along quick. It'd be great. He'd annoy them because he'd keep saying, "I am your long lost brother," guys. He'd keep inserting himself.
I mean, size wise, he's fitting in with them. He'd be taller than Jason, shorter than Travis.
The third brother.
So yeah, Saquon did tweet out that the Giants, he said that I can't bail or be a traitor if I never got an offer to come back, which is valid. But last summer, the Giants did make multiple year offers to Saquon Barkley that would pay him around $14 million per season, though.
You can't throw that out there when it's the previous year. That was my point. Those offers were off the table once the season started.
Didn't he get a fight with Tiki Barber?
Well, Tiki Barber's a bum, man. He don't speak for any. So our boy Jeffrey, who is the rapper behind our intro, I asked him about this at the gym. He got very salty about it, but he had a good point. He said you can't Tiki doesn't speak for the fan base because Tiki also rips the Giants left and right. And I actually went back and looked into this because he's not the first person to tell me this. It was either he said this to me or another friend of mine who's a Giants fan who said this to me. And I went back and looked into it. Tiki's had beef with the Giants fans going back to when he retired. So this just means Tiki's a bum, but we knew that.
I think it's the fact that the fact of the matter is that Saquon did sign with the Eagles, which is fine. Obviously I was sad when it happened, but the point is, so Saquon got a 3-year, $37 million deal to play with Philly. Do the math. That's what 12, 13 million a year. When the Giants offered more than that.
Yeah. He wants to win.
No, and actually he wanted $16 million per year when they were having those talks. So you went from 16 million down to 13 million per year.
Yeah, he's a year older, but now he's going to play on a surface that won't break his knee if he cuts wrong.
Yeah, I just feel like it's great that he got his money, but I think the fact of the matter is that he just wanted to go to a winning team, and that's what the Eagles can't provide because the Giants aren't. He's been there.
I mean, listen, I always fear for Matt's health when he walks into that stadium because I feel he's going to twist his ankle on a bleacher.
I did fall down the shuttle last year, and I blamed it on I lost my footing.
Didn't you and me walk in there in college so blackout drunk we went to the wrong seats?
That is, I don't remember a lot of that game besides the lateral.
Went to the wrong level, the wrong bathroom, and the wrong seats. And then Pat found us somewhere halfway around the stadium.
Yeah,
me and Matt went to an Eagles Jets game when we were in college, and me and him just got our buddy Pat was trying to be the responsible one. We just got hammered.
Oh yeah. All I remember from that game is the lateral.
All I remember is me apparently trying to fight a section of Jets fans in the second quarter, and then the Eric Rowe interception was my first memory. Oh, and Ryan Matthews broke a 40-yard run or something. That was the first.
Ryan Matthews.
That's a name.
All right, speaking of running backs, Kevin, congratulations.
Thank you. Can I actually just make a comment on tampering real quick?
Sure.
The NFL makes no sense. The Dolphins were lost 2 first-round picks, were fined $1.5 million for improper contact with Tom Brady twice, both with New England and Tampa, and Sean Payton while he was with New Orleans. So Falcons actually spoke to 3 people. That's why they're getting punished. They are Kirk Cousins, Darnell Mooney, and Charlie Werner, tight end. And they only got a 5th-round $250,000 fine, and then another $50,000 for the general manager. And also a misunderstanding of the ideal gas laws also gets you $1 million fine and a first-round pick loss. So the NFL, make it make fucking sense.
It's never made sense. Kev, they suspended Brady for 4 games for Deflategate, and they gave Ray Rice 2 initially. We've been on this rabbit hole 1,000 times.
Yes, they suspended Brady for allegedly having a general knowledge of how the ideal gas law works, which, as we all know, the NFL loves denying science. CTE, ideal gas law, all that. They hate science.
Didn't Greg Hardy get 6 games for brutally beating up his girlfriend?
No, excuse you. He got more than that, and then they knocked it down to 4.
Right. And now he gets his ass beat in MMA.
Good.
I have a question for you guys. So allegedly, according to sources, NCAA 25, you will be allowed to DM Nate. I like the anticipation. I do, but I had it. You will be allowed to DM prospects to join your team in Dynasty. So the question is to you goons, and we'll start with Nate because he posed the question. What are you going to send to your prospect to DM them to join your Dynasty?
What would I say?
Yes. What would you say, Chris? Nothing's off the table here. Just if it gets us remember, if you say anything bad, you get put in the penalty box.
If you join my college, I'll let you sleep with my wife one time.
I'm not doing that.
I feel like that happened, so that's not terrible.
I heard it in a fantasy football hypothetical trade on Reddit.
The Christian McCaffrey trade.
Yes, that's the one.
I remember that.
Yes.
All
You
right,
can send my wife one time.
All right, Nate, what would you send to a prospect?
I would definitely text him you up at like 2 a.m. and like.
What are you, Rick
Hi,
Pitino?
Brian Kelly. Jeez.
You want to come over?
We can chat. Oh man. Oh, speaking of college, I have settled on a college football team. I know last week, your buddy Jared Cruz, right? You jumped on the show. I asked him about which college team I should consider to be a fan of.
You got a hat?
I don't. I was gonna buy the dang hat, but it wasn't gonna come in time.
Wait till you get a hat and then announce it.
Wait till I hat. Okay.
Yeah, wait till you get
I'll
a
wait.
hat. So buy
The
a hat.
to put the hat on. Yeah.
Yeah, buy a
All
hat.
I like 4 of
Oh,
them.
by the way,
And
folks,
then
I'm
do the
bringing out-
whole.
Decision day
obviously,
thing. Yeah.
4th of July comes on a Thursday this year. We will not be doing a show on 4th of July. We will be doing a doubled up edition of the Korner Booth and the Korner Booth Pregame together. I believe either we'll do it Wednesday. I think we're going to do it Wednesday. We'll talk. Me and the boys will talk. We'll announce it. It'll be
Double
Wednesday or
D.
Monday. But yes, because I'm also
Sounds
taking
good.
a 4-day weekend that weekend. So, yeah. But back to it, Matt. What are you saying to your prospects?
Once I reel them in, I'd probably tell them, hey, listen, if you lose your Heisman Trophy because of whatever, I'll get it back for you. And then I'd try and see if I can get them to give me $10,000 because I'm a Nigerian prince that needs to find his way back to, somewhere. And once I get their money, and I promise them an instant starter and a signing bonus of whatever, I'm going to deactivate my account. And, not going to hear from me for a little bit once that 10 grand hits my account.
Jesus, you take Chris's playbook? DJ, what are you sending to these prospects?
I'll offer them an Escalade and let them know politely if they do not sign with my team, then they will be locked in the penalty box with Chris until further notice. So choose wisely.
You're gonna drive
And a
yourself
bag of
mad.
Sour Patch Kids in the center of the room.
Oh,
I'll probably tell them they don't come on my team. I'm going to send them to LSU to play under Brian Kelly.
No,
Oh.
have them record live video for Brian Kelly.
oh yeah. Why standing behind him doing TikToks? He's a freak.
No, you don't get the joke that Kevin's made 2000.
Brian Kelly killed a kid.
Oh,
Put him on a scissor lift at hurricane force winds. Lift went down. Kid died.
I work with a scissor lift.
Well, don't. If Brian Kelly tells you to get up there when it's
Oh God.
windy as hell, don't listen.
What if he has candy?
Kevin, I'm terrified. What would you send to your prospects? Since we're going to be in an online dynasty together, I'm really scared right now.
It needs a little legwork beforehand. First off, you get a G-Wagon. You give it to the Kappas or the Thetas, whoever the hottest sorority is on campus. You let them use it for their recruitment video. You send them that in a DM. Which one do you want? Parentheses, you already have the G-Wagon.
What is this, Blue Mountain? I love it. I love it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like Golden Arm. Kind of recruiting Golden Arm to BMU.
I would say
BMS.
I have informed campus. I've informed the campus police, every sorority, and everyone involved. You have a weekend to yourself. Anything you want to do, go crazy. And after that, we'll talk about paying you. That's my DM.
All right. So
Golden Arm.
what if you have like a 24, like the Purge? You can do anything you want for 24 hours.
No.
I would implement that at my university
No.
and say, hey,
No.
you can do whatever you want.
Chris,
Brian,
hasn't Baylor taught you anything?
Baylor.
Define whatever,
Baylor.
Chris. Like, what is whatever? Like,
No,
there has
no,
to be a limit.
No.
No,
Nate,
do
Nate,
not
I'm not
define
trying
it.
to get to it right now. TJ, toss every flag.
No.
Other flag. All the
Stop.
flags.
No, bad. No.
Chris, I have a question, Chris. Are you single?
Yeah, right now.
That doesn't surprise me.
Kevin, to be fair, we said the same thing about you about 2 years ago.
And now I'm engaged, so
Yeah, it could be you in 2 years. Who knows?
Give Chris a
Chris,
break. He just lost his
Chris,
girl to Bill
I'm
Belichick in
terrified of the
recovery.
woman who says yes to you, but I also cannot wait to meet her.
That's pretty funny. I did, dude. That dude's a scumbag.
you already did that going in, though. Just ask Matt.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. He told me.
Last time I went to the show, been gold, dude.
I was 5. I met him. He told me, kid, and I quote, I'm going to make this team the best team you've ever seen. And then the next day he's like, fuck that kid. I'm out. I was like, oh, that's me he's talking about.
Fucking kids.
Who is this? I missed that part.
Bill Belichick.
Oh, that was Bill Belichick when I met him at 5 years old, and he told me he was going to turn the team around. And he told me to go screw myself and left. And to this day, he has said it's because of that stupid fucking kid at 5 years old.
He put in his 2 weeks as the Jets head coach. Who does that?
Yeah, who?
Oh, that's-
Anyone who
works like
values
2
their
weeks.
sanity.
Yeah.
Puts in their 2 weeks, man.
Yeah. Works 5 minutes, puts in their 2 weeks.
He's just a genius. He's right when Woody was coming in, he must have saw something, and he just was like, I'm out. And boy, was he a freaking genius.
I mean, like,
And then the dementia took hold.
Yeah.
fair. I will say this, right?
Just whack, dude.
Oh my God, Chris, you threw me off with that. We had to completely no. I could just see Mike and Blaine watching this show. Like, stop him.
Chris is gonna he's gonna be put on administrative leave.
What is this, a cop show? No, he's getting thrown into jail for a couple of days.
Administrative leave with pay.
Commissioner's exempt.
Look at Chris, you got promoted for that a little bit. You're getting disciplined, but you're getting paid.
Yeah, at least I'm making some money.
We're paying him a bag of Sour Patch Kids
Yeah.
today.
Right now, you're undisciplined and unpaid.
Or not.
Oh,
Without the arm.
why?
You know, I
Did you
that
tell
once.
Kevin about your?
I'm never gonna live that down ever again.
Did you tell Kevin about your little story of Pop Warner?
I don't know if I would hear any stories from Chris. I'm gonna be honest.
No,
Oh no, this is about Jared.
No.
Oh, okay.
Dude, I would ruin your night
Well,
if I
I mean,
told this
listen,
story.
Kevin. I don't know if you still heard about Chris when he did his B&E at the Nickelodeon Water Park in New Jersey.
I have. I think I watched that episode.
Still one of the greatest moments of the show. I thought he was joking. And then he sent us videos.
Oh.
Shut up, dude. I'm already in enough legal trouble.
All right. So I played for the Warriors. That was my Pop Warner team. So our logo was very similar to the Florida State hat logo, not the spear like the Native American warrior with the feathers and everything else, right? On top of that, we also played that stupid fucking chant that those assholes in Tallahassee play. And this is before I became a Hurricanes fan. I really didn't like college football back then. I just liked watching Reggie Bush and Vince Young run around like crazy. This is how old I am, right? So, we were the Warriors, and during timeouts, the announcer would be, or the mixer guy who had the speaker at the Pop Warner games would be playing the chant. And all of us little kids would be chanting the chant, but with no tomahawk chop. So, yeah. So instead of me making,
I don't know if you can replicate it. It was that good, that episode.
Yeah, I had to be so hammered that after episode because I was just like,
I just imagine a bunch of 8-year-old Jareds just with their hands at their sides, just going, oh, I have Children of the Corn. This is fucking creepy.
All you hear is fair enough. The hands go up.
oh my God, that was
God.
Pop Warner was a weird time, man.
That was that's probably my favorite story, I think, of this year so far.
No, not even close. Chris has a few good ones.
I can't remember anything I did yesterday, so I'm just going off of my short-term memory of what I
apparently
did.
Matt's getting CTE from working at a railway job.
Yeah.
Rip.
I scared the last guest away when I told him I threw mints at a stripper. So.
Oh, that was Cruz, right? He was like, what the fuck's going on?
He won't come back, dude.
No, he'll come back. He texted me afterward. He was like, I'm like, yes, Chris is 100% serious. That is who he is.
Cruz shouldn't be judging anyone.
Yes, Cruz has texted me things at 2:00 in the morning. He should never judge anybody.
I have a question. Have you guys ever been so drunk you mean to send a Snapchat to a bunch of people and accidentally created a group?
Yes.
Okay, so I
did it with 3 different girls I was seeing in college.
Okay,
It was a
that's
very bad idea.
actually worse than what Cruz did. But yeah, I'm gonna Snapchat group now with a bunch of strangers. For some reason people are still talking it like a week later. And also, fun fact, one of them, Nick Saban's daughter, so that's fun.
Oh,
I told y'all Cruz was friends with her.
No, I know.
No, not you. I know you know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
told them, and Nate and Matt and Chris were like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah." Cruz
Well,
is
if
friends
she's single, let her know that we know a Nigerian prince named Chris that would use her services.
Wait, Chris, I thought you were with Cameron Brink.
no, we broke up. We
Before or after she tore her ACL?
The ACL before. He's kind
We
of
went-
scumbag.
I got laughed at. I was on her shoulders at the zoo.
You're the reason the ACL snapped. She had to carry you
Yeah,
around on the
she had to
shoulder.
carry Chris's ass around all day before the game.
Dude.
Yeah, Chris saw her tear her ACL and went, "Oh, you can't give me uppies anymore. I'm out."
Chris definitely brings those like zoo animal plates to the zoo, and he's like, "Oh, it's Mr. Piggy," and he just fucking shows his little plate to the.
Dude, I'm a child, dude. I still am a child, dude. I had a Lunchables for dinner the other night.
Nice.
You know what's an underrated zoo activity? Chris, I think
Pre-gaming
you'd be a
in the
fan of
parking
this.
lot.
Getting absolutely hammered.
I've done it. I've
Yeah.
done it.
Blacking out at the zoo is so fun.
Dude, I haven't blacked out, but I got hammered at the zoo.
I've been seriously inebriated at an aquarium. Never done the zoo though.
At the zoo by my apartment now, they have this thing brew at the zoo, and they give you little tiny shot glasses to try different beers. You get fucked up though because there's a bunch.
Dude, I got hammered.
Which zoo are you by now?
Roger Williams.
Oh my God, I'm coming to visit to go to the zoo.
Dude, I got hammered at the Rainforest Cafe, dude. I remember I thought I was gonna get kicked out.
I feel like that'd be terrifying because of the thunder,
It is. It's all
elephants.
dude. It's all sounds, like all animal sounds, weather sounds.
Yeah.
I was freaking out, dude.
I'm already overstimulated at the Rainforest Cafe. Getting drunk would just.
I feel like no, like I mean, like getting drunk, getting high would be worse. But I feel like if you popped acid at the Rainforest Cafe, that's just a death sentence.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, acid. Oh, God.
Don't give
acid.
him ideas.
Where's the nearest
Rainforest
rainforest?
Cafes. Where's he gonna go?
Where's the nearest one in like
New
our
York.
area?
Oh,
Oh
they're
man,
gone.
it's not worth it.
Uh,
There used to be one in like one of the malls.
There used to be one all over the mall.
Me and
Let's
my
see.
cousin, back when we were kids, we loved that, man. We used to make our grandparents take us there like every week.
Edison, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Damn, that's too close to Chris.
Oh, so my
That's like
options
an
are
hour
Atlantic,
from Chris. That's not good.
Edison, New Jersey, Atlantic City, New Jersey, and then Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada.
That would be
My
pretty
options.
interesting. I might have to answer.
Where every
Well,
animal gonna go, grr, eh?
Has anyone here seen the Eddie Burback video where he went on a road trip to every Rainforest Cafe?
No, that
At
sounds
least said
fun.
that.
I just
find
put
it.
it in the podcast and chill chat.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
It's like an hour-long video. He also did it with Margaritavilles.
Yeah, send that one too. I love Margaritaville.
I love Senor Frogs.
I never been. Never
I went to
been.
a Senor Frog and they did a competition. They're like, all right, first person to get the autograph from the manager up front wins a free drink. And I just was like, I was already half in the bag. I'm looking around. I'm like, nobody's getting up. I'm like, I get up, I walk over to the front. I was like, excuse me, are you the manager? She's like, yeah, is there a problem? I was like, no, I just need your autograph. Can you sign my napkin? She's like very confused. She signs it, and I bring it to the front, and I got a free drink. Oh my God, best day ever.
Oh, dude.
Everybody was looking around like, oh, why didn't I do that? I was like, I don't fucking know.
my favorite was I was at a bar 2 years ago, and I had 2 tabs kick on me for the 2 beers I ordered. So they're like, all right, I'll give you 2 options. You can either wait and pick a new beer, or I can give you these 2 half beers and then give you a drink of your choice off the menu for free. I'm like, you know exactly what I'm picking. So I had 2 half beers of double IPAs and then ordered a double old fashioned. I think I chose, what bourbon did I pick? I think I did Jefferson's Reserve. It was very strong.
Sounds very
I was-
concerning.
Hammered.
I would have been off those 2 double IPAs that were half of them.
Brother, Matt, you've watched me slam double. Kevin's watched me slam double IPAs like a champion. So
I've seen it on stream. I feel like
yes. Shout out to my cousin's bottle of dragon milk. He left me after Halloween.
Maddie, still have not found any Pantalones Blanco tequila, so I'm still due.
I don't. Let's go around. Quick little notice, because obviously a lot of us are going to be seeing each other here and there in the next couple months. Me and Maddie are playing a wiffle ball tournament together.
Oh, shit.
Don't ask for my highlights. It's not going to be good.
Listen, I need you to be a body, catch a couple balls, and maybe get a hit once in every 5 at bats.
That's doable.
I can do that.
Yeah, me, Jeffrey, and John can pitch. The three of us will rack up like an ERA of like 0.01. We're good. I'm going to go around the horn here, boys. What is your bad decision drink of choice? Like where the night's going, like you're going to have to either stay there, call a cab, or you ain't leaving the house. What is your lockdown drink, I guess is the right way to put it. I'll go first. Mine is double IPAs. You get me drinking a couple of those, I am not driving. It's a wrap. I am staying wherever I'm staying, or I'm being driven home. Deej, I'll let you go next, because I'm taking notes here for the expo.
Depends. When I was a heathen and a younger menace, it was probably tequila sunrise, because at that point it was already over. So I figured let's just topple my life over completely.
So what is it now? That you're
I'm not a heathen anymore. I don't let that happen anymore. I'm not a heathen.
Me and Kelsey going to change that. Nate, I know you're on the younger side. You're only 23. What is your bad decision juice? Your lockdown juice?
Well, he's sober.
I don't got one.
You don't got? You're sober?
I'm the designated driver.
Oh, well,
I think his is ginger ale.
No, I think it's Coca-Cola. Got a little caffeine in there. Maddie, what is your? Wait, I already know your bad decision juice. Unless change my mind here.
No, it's actually Blue Hawaiians. No, not Blue Hawaiians. Blue Long Islands, because it's pretty much a Long Island, but with blue Caracal. So it just adds that extra amount of alcohol in it, and you don't need more alcohol in a Long Island. So you give me a couple of those, and maybe didn't eat my last meal maybe like a couple hours beforehand. Then I'm gonna be you're gonna have to just hold my hand while I walk out the bar.
That's when Swagoo comes out.
Yeah, Bianca is out here just like, come on, Matt, let's go. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, in fact, those were our first time together when I was 20. I turned 22. That was my first birthday with her, and I was supposed to obviously not drive because it was my birthday. And she had 3 Blue Long Islands, and I had to drive home from, I don't know if you're familiar with this, Jared Gippers in Milford. I had to drive home in West Haven from there. It wasn't very far, but I was.
You were going back to the old crib at your mom's old house in West Haven, or her house?
No, the old one in West Haven. So it wasn't far, but I was also like
15 minutes. But dude, that's like cop infested neighborhood.
Yeah, no, but I was shit faced and I was high, so I was crossfaded. And I had to drive by multiple cops to get home because I had to literally carry her.
My heart would be like this the entire drive. Chris,
and I'm
curious.
Yeah.
Besides Sour Patch Kids, what is your bad decision lockdown drink?
Good old rum and cokes, dude. Some Captain and Cokes. I do some pretty unforgivable stuff. I drink a few of them, dude. Especially if that's the only thing I'm drinking the whole night, dude. I don't know how many I can drink. I really don't have a count, but next thing you know, dude, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, dude. I might be honestly, I don't even have like a crazy thing to say. Like, it's just probably really unforgivable and disgusting.
See, me and Kevin have a story that we'll tell off camera about my cousin and rum and cokes from our various vacations to Martha's Vineyard.
I love them. I don't like them too strong. I like them pretty reasonable, good balance. But yeah, dude, love them.
Somebody's got to wake up. Somebody's got to wake up from his nap. Kevin, I kind of already half know what this answer is, but
you bitch. My cat bit me.
Yeah, see, mine's sleeping still, so I'm good.
It depends. What did I drink on the vineyard when I passed out at the dinner table?
Yes.
I don't know, everything in sight.
Yeah, we had. I remember we had beer, We had whiskey. We had moonshine. We had my dad's
Jesus.
watermelon margaritas.
Yeah.
We had everything.
Fine.
We started drinking at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'll put you down. Jesus.
Yeah, like everything's a night juice if you drink enough of it, but it's probably moonshine. I could knock back a jar of that in about an hour.
Andrew's graduation party.
I
You
mean,
and
yeah.
you and me almost both passed out on the lawn.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. Me, he's trying to smoke 2 cigars at once.
Dude, I'd be dead, dude. I can't drink that.
Yeah,
What, moonshine?
it was rough. But gentlemen, listen, it has been a fun time as always. You can find DJ's amazing content and with our boy Chris's best friend Kelsey, everything High Low Sports. They just dropped a live episode on Wednesday. Go check it out. You can find Kev and our dog Kieran.
Kiernan.
I always butcher his name.
Everyone
Resident
does.
Penn State fan. At Tailgate, at Quad Tailgate on Twitter, and I believe on Instagram as well. Same.
Yep.
Yeah. Episodes returning end of July, right?
Probably. Maybe the last week of July. I'm not sure. I have to talk to him.
Featuring me for the ACC preview.
I don't know if we're going back, if we're doing conference previews.
If we do, I will be there for ACC, hopefully. Check him out on Quad Tailgate. Also, follow Kev on Belly Up Kev on Twitter because he is honestly a very entertaining follow. If you ignore the politics, honestly, it gets even funnier. But
I don't tweet about politics that often.
I know. Even your political tweets, even though we kind of differ politically, I still get a chuckle out of them. So I will give you that, sir. You make me laugh. Yeah, and then you can find me, Nate, and Chris at All Things Korner Booth Pod. And Matt. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Matt's a suspect right now. I'm just kidding. You can find all of us at All Things Korner Booth Pod. Listen, we have a new episode coming out Monday. We have one Thursday. And then the following week, obviously. Actually, no. No. So, yeah, we have 2 episodes next week. And then the following week, which is 4th of July week, we'll only have 1 episode either Monday or Wednesday. We'll make the announcement. I believe that is next Sunday, the 30th. We will make our announcement of what we will do for our one-day show. It'll be kind of like our Thanksgiving or our Christmas Eve special, where we kind of just slap everything together into one show. All that aside, we hope you have a great weekend. Stay cool. It is hot as shit everywhere in this damn country. So I walked out of my gym this morning at 6:15, and I'm like about to go drive over to my office, like 10 minutes down the road. And I'm like, oh, it already feels like Florida. This is not great. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to our sponsors, Cannips.com, promo code BLAYUP20 for 20% off. SeatGeek, promo code BLAYUPSports for $20 off your initial purchase. And Chris's favorite sponsor, Righteous Felon, promo code BELLYUP for 15% off your final order. I am Jared. That is DJ, Matt, Chris, and Kev, and Big Nate, our badass producer. We hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Go Diamondbacks, beat the Phillies, and we will catch you guys on Monday.